Hey Charles, John Pearce here, and I wanted to thank you for your review. I'd like to come back to you with a couple of comments on some of the things on here which you haven't got quite right. Shall we say euphemistically, not quite right. In terms of lies, we don't lie. Chris and I don't lie. We're Christians. We don't lie. Enough said on that. Sales page. Okay, here's a very big point, Charles. You seem to be mixing up penalty and de-indexation. We're not just talking about sites being de-indexed, buddy. There's a big difference. I mean, this is basic stuff. I'm sure you know that. So while you're writing this, I don't know, because I hope you know that. I can't believe you don't know that. There's penalties that don't involve being de-indexed. Okay, so whether we talk about being in penalty or have a penalty, okay, maybe we've used in when we should say have. Okay, big point. Yes, 95 sites do have a penalty of SEO as sites, and that's based on an extensive number of customer sites that we've looked at. It's a figure we've seen from other people reported as well. And if you look according to Google themselves, more like 2% algorithmically or manually, if you according to Google themselves, that I'm afraid that's just fundamentally incorrect. If you look at Google's own publications on the percentage of search queries affected by their algorithm updates, it adds up to just short of 50%, and that's for people who have not done any SEO on their websites. So I'm afraid your statement there is factually incorrect, Charles. And it is also true that most people that are in penalty have no clue. And again, you're mixing up manual penalty. There's a lot more to penalty than manual penalty, which you're going to see in Webmaster Tools, or being de-indexed. You know, you're completely missing the point here. I mean, I'm gobsmacked that a guy who appears or says he knows as much about SEO as you know is writing this stuff. I mean, either you're just deliberately writing stuff that you know is untrue to try and make a point and get traffic to your website, or you don't know the first thing about SEO. Now, I believe you must know a few things about SEO, or I've never seen proof of any sites that you've ranked at all. And we show our customers the sites that we rank and where they're ranking, but I've never seen any of yours. Maybe that's just because I don't know your work very well. So please feel free to shoot over some evidence that you actually do know what you're talking about with SEO, because so far, reading your review, it's pretty worrying. Okay, so none of these things are worthless. If you actually read the sales letter, if you actually read what I've written, I say that all of these things are worthless until you get out of penalty. Because that is absolutely true. While your page or site is in penalty, it doesn't matter what promotion you do, it's not going to go anywhere of the ranking. So please read the sales letter before you try and cherry pick comments. And you say you have sites ranking number for hundreds of keywords, PBNs. So do we. All of these, if you read the sales letter, it says all of these are perfectly valid SEO techniques. They're what we use too. It's just that they're not going to work until you get out of penalty. Okay, fair enough. Fairly clear, I think. Ranking from nowhere. We never ever mention that keyword in the sales letter. We never ever say that we've ranked it. We have a video, you're referring to a video which purely shows the effect on a ranking of removing a duplicate penalty, which was done on our advice from one of our customers, obviously one of your customers too, because he's given you that keyword and told you, but we never ever mention that, nor do we claim that there's any particular skill in ranking that keyword. All we do is we show the amazing ranking change just by removing the duplicate penalty, and that was a ranking change that was instantaneous. So you're completely missing the point in our sales letter. Anchor text balance. Okay. Yes. Okay. Anchor text balancing is how we get out of Penguin penalty. Buddy, I think you maybe know that. I hope you know that. Yes, exactly. We build more links to balance anchor text, and that's how you get out of Penguin penalty. What happened to the above and not building links? Well, I've already explained that. We don't recommend not building links. So really, it's time to cut the crap, Charles. I mean, what is going on with this? You put this review up and you pretend to be, the guardian of truth. You put this review up and you pretend that you're the guy that's protecting the public from the lies of the marketers, when there are more lies just in this half page than I've seen in the last 3 weeks of promotions on JVZoo, frankly, buddy. I mean, you are out to lunch. I've got points on all of the rest of this. I almost can't be bothered, because it's just more rubbish from you. It's utter rubbish. But I'll take a deep breath and I'll carry on. So yes, you've completely, I mean, you are so far off the mark with this comment here. It's just not even true. I don't know if you've actually been through our course or not, because it appears you're not, or you haven't, or if you have been through it, you just don't even understand it. And once again, we come back to the point, Charles, do you actually know anything about SEO? I'm really beginning to wonder. Or are you a total sham? Because you haven't understood the first thing of what we're saying there. Social bookmarks are not powerful. Don't use them for your primary keyword. Use them for your other keywords, your generic keywords, in order to balance your anchor text. That's pretty clear and pretty consistent and pretty straightforward for anyone who knows anything about SEO to follow. So maybe you don't know about anything about SEO, maybe you just haven't been through our course. Okay, Google Crackdown, yeah, it is just an overview. Fine, it's an overview, it's an introduction to the course. Excuse me, I'll take a sip of water. Okay, back to this point. Back to the fundamental. You seem to have a fundamental lack of understanding, Charles, between manual penalty, de-indexation, and all the other algorithmic penalties, Panda and Penguin. You know what I'm talking about. So this is just a factually incorrect statement. You know, I don't know. You don't seem to have grasped the most simple point here. Negative SEO, it's not often, but if you're promoting competitive keywords and getting to the top, like we do, you get hit with negative SEO. And it's a growing trend done by scamsters. Okay, Panda penalty. Panda penalty. Charles, I'm worried about you, buddy. It is very, very well documented on the internet. It is widespread. This is what your statement here. Your statement here is it's incorrect. But have a little bit of a look around the internet, and if you start actually to pick up some valid information on SEO, you will see that it is well stated by Google themselves, among others, that the entire site can be penalized. This statement here is 100% factually correct. There are various different levels of Panda penalty that can affect your page or your site. So, okay, small tutorials on how to do things. Fine, it's a complete course. Okay, you know, we've put it together in a professional, step-by-step, modular manner. So maybe some aspects of the information can be found on this blog. I don't know, but we've put the entire package together, and there is a lot more in this module than you've summarized in this bullet, which frankly is it's a misrepresentation of the amount of detail that is within this module. Okay, let's move on. And your comments on module 4. Charles, buddy, I'm a bit shocked. I'm a little bit shocked here. For some reason, you say, they don't get that Penguin focuses on backlinks and EMD focuses on domain. Charles, do you know anything? This is a newbie's error. You haven't, it appears you haven't a clue. I am really, I'm gobsmacked. And you set yourself up as an SEO expert? Or is this just, or do you know that this is a lie and you're just lying to your readers to generate this kind of negative viral effect so that you get more subscribers so that you can flog them some more of your stuff? Because your statement is either a rookie's error and you don't know what you're talking about, or you do know and you're stating something you know to be untrue. I am really shocked at you, Charles. Whew, I need to take another drink of water. Okay, you've said something that's true for a change. Module 5 does have a number of the tutorials from earlier modules. Module 5, yeah, of course Module 5 has Module 5 in it. It does have some, and the reason we've done it that way is we want the course to be modular. We didn't want to have people referring back to different modules. So if they've got a manual penalty to deal with, they've been notified by Webmaster Tools, they've got a manual penalty, they can go to Module 5 and flow it through without having to refer back to different modules. So sometimes where the steps are the same, we have repeated videos, and we've done that for a purpose I've just explained, to make the modules easy to follow and modular. Dealing with negative SEO, no, it's not copy and paste. Again, there are indeed some overlap, and it's for exactly the same reasons. But the scale of a negative SEO attack requires some different action. Now, there's not a lot of people around who know how to and have successfully defeated negative SEO attacks. We show in our course one of our clients' keywords. It's a 7-figure profitable website, got hit by negative SEO, a massive attack, and we show how we defeated it. Now, if you think you have some evidence, I mean, can you show us some negative SEO attacks that you've defeated? Are you're questioning our teaching, but have you actually got the capability that we've demonstrated? I'd be interested to know, Charles. I'd be interested to see some examples of sites that you've ranked, some proof of sites that you've ranked, and I'd be interested to see some proof that you've dealt with and defeated a massive negative SEO attack. Okie doke, let's move on. There's not really much meat in anything you say about this stuff. You oversimplify, you oversummarize. There's a lot more in Module 3 than this. There's a lot more factual information. I don't know, again, whether you basically have just looked at the titles of the modules and not bothered to go through them or not. I don't know, but there's not a lot of meat in your review here. So I don't really have a lot more to say on that. Bonuses, buddy, they're bonuses. They're free. So yeah, you talk about a social signals plugin being free. Yeah, there are lots of social signals plugins that are being free. The one that we give is also free. Okay, they're bonuses. Fine. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure your tutorial is great. Although actually, from what I've seen in here, I'm beginning to wonder about you, Charles, I have to say. But anyway, text file, well, no, it's not a waste of money. Sure, there are other plugins on the market. There are free ones. I've many a time have I regretted using free tools, because free tools are often not supported. These ones may be supported, they may be good ones, I don't know. We got some additional features in ours, some formatting features, and we got support, and we look after our customers, and we help them with basic things like installation and PHP on their server and other errors that people have. That's what you get when you pay for a service. You don't need to. By all means, people can go and get free stuff, and of course it's good to use free stuff when you can. So that's entirely up to people. No problem at all. Your conclusion? Well, I want to conclude, Charles, by saying I'm really worried. I've said it twice now already in this little review of your review, but I'm really worried about you, because some of the things you say are frankly newbies' errors, and I wonder whether you really have any idea about SEO at all. And I challenge you publicly to give some examples of some of the websites that you've ranked and proof that you have ranked them for competitive keywords. That's what I'd like to see. That's my public challenge to you. And because honestly, I really don't know about you, buddy. With some of the things you've said in here are very, very worrying, and I'm left thinking, if you do know what you're talking about with regard to SEO, then you're cynically putting stuff in here that you know to be untrue just to generate a negative viral campaign, get more subscribers, and flog your stuff. I don't trust you, Charles, and I think anyone looking at this review and knowing the truth would have good reason not to trust you either.